All right, we're live. Let me get rid of this music. All right. So, my name is Alan C. I'm the CEO of New Kingdom Entertainments. This is my podcast, Be Quiet, Grown Folks is Talking. Uh, I'm not the smartest person in the world. I don't know everything, but I do know a lot of things. And I am definitely a work in progress. So, this is another sports segment of my podcast, and I have a gentleman next to me that I've done two or three of these with me, and he has his own situation. This is Dray Day. Uh, introduce yourself, brother.
Sportswear with Dre Day Podcast is the podcast name. My name is Dre Day. The Hood's ESPN, Crystal Street's very own. And once again, me and the OG, been my OG since back in the day. Crystal Street, Queensbridge Bridge connection. And we're about to cook something up for y'all.
All right, so Dre, man, once again, it's a pleasure to do this with you. So,
Always, always.
first off, I want to talk Shador
Okay.
because that's been a big thing all week, and I've been wanting to talk about it, but you know, I had several other interviews I was supposed to do,
Right.
and those kind of fell through. And I talked to you about Sunday, and you showed up, so we're about to do this with you.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So I don't know how you see things, but what I've been seeing is a lot of hate,
Hmm.
racism. Uh, people would say buck breaking, but I ain't gonna go that far,
Hmm.
because if you can't compare what's happening to him with buck breaking, because buck breaking was something else.
Right.
That's something else. We ain't even gonna go into that. Um, but they definitely seem a lot of people seem to have had a problem with his demeanor, his attitude, and what they was complaining like his how would you say it? Uh
Bravado.
yeah, okay, bravado, whatever you want to call it.
Hmm.
Um they everybody, even black folks, was saying he should be more humble. Um my thing was why? And if y'all didn't want him to be a distraction, if you didn't want his father to be a distraction, why did you make them a distraction? Because that's all the NFL did by uh, him not going earlier in the draft. Because I, okay, he wasn't the top quarterback in the draft, but he had a lot of good numbers. He's done a lot of good things. He's won quite a few awards. And when you look at his media draw, the attention that he garners, because they was making a big deal last year when it was Cece, all the attention she was garnering. That meant something. That
Yeah.
was a big thing. But it seems like for him, it's a distraction, and so I just find that very interesting. Um, and I think in the end, they did him a favor because, like I said, they made him even more favor. His family has been on a promotional juggernaut since they
Hmm.
did it. Everybody in his family is getting paid right now. Everybody in his family got a commercial. Everybody in his family is seems to be making some money off of this.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to figure out. And another thing, he already had money. So the fact that he got drafted later and he's not going to get that bigger contract. I don't think that really matters. I don't think it mattered now or before. He had money.
Yep.
Like, you know,
He was born into it. He was born into the money.
and I think people seem to have a problem with that also. And that part that his father is on his side, got his back, and I don't think he was doing anything different than what Archie Manning was doing. So I'm confused. So what's your take on it?
Well, my take on it, honestly, is a plethora of both sides. To be honest with you, I can honestly see why people would be, I'll say it, scared of the Sanders family. They're scared because, they confident. And you know how this goes. When you black and you confident, they're gonna do everything they can to try to, you know, discourage you and say all these things about you or whatever the case may be. But he basically he got it from his pops. Like that's his pops was this way when he came into the league. When he did the combine and just ran a 4.2, went to Florida State, did his thing, went to Atlanta, did his thing, went to the Niners, did his thing, went to the Cowboys, did his thing. He was prime all his life, basically. So now that he's the offspring off of Deion Sanders, that's gonna rub off on him. Now, as far as draft night goes, it was very surprising for me that he went that late because for me, I mean, they had him the second best quarterback in that class. And for you to not go first round after being the second best quarterback is crazy to me because Dylan Gabriel is not better than him. Jalen Milroe, I think his name is from Alabama, is not better than him. I think the only quarterback that you can say that was better than him was Cam Ward, hence to why he was number one. Like it was so many teams that needed quarterbacks, and ain't none of them pick him up.
Well, you know, I don't want to cut you off,
Yeah,
but a lot of people were saying the opposite, saying that there wasn't a big need for quarterbacks.
that's bullshit. It's the NFL. You always need a quarterback. That's the
That's
most important.
okay.
That's the most important position for most people. That's the most important position in all sports. So how you gonna say you don't need a quarterback? The Raiders definitely needed one because you're not just gonna go with Geno Smith. The Steelers damn sure needed one because the quarterback they got now, Mason Rudolph, he's been with them since Lord knows how long. Whether it was a starter or a backup, it ain't do nothing. The Giants, they they signed Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston in the offseason, but they was flirting with the idea of getting another quarterback. But the Giants, in all my years of living, have never drafted a black quarterback. So I wasn't surprised that they wasn't going
Somebody
to do
said that. Yeah.
that. They've never drafted a black quarterback. They might have
Wow.
signed a black quarterback in free agency or traded up for one, but as far as draft night drafting one, they've never done it. So I wasn't surprised with that. And then Cleveland, you draft a quarterback before Shador, who Shador is better than. Now, me personally, from what I saw, they was trying to humble him. They want to send him and Dion a message because, again, I could look at it on both sides of the spectrum. Do I think he should have went first round? Absolutely, absolutely. But I also say that their attitude towards this thing kind of rubbed the NFL the wrong way. Like you had Dion going on, he was going on shows, basically letting it be known. Like, we got a list of teams that my son ain't going to. So they looking at it like, oh, really? If this is how you feel? And then you going on national TV saying it? Okay, we gonna send you a message come draft night. Because all these teams could have drafted him. Now, the people out there saying, oh, it's racist, it's racist. I'm not jacking that part. And the reason why I'm not jacking that part is because it can't be racism because Cam Ward is black. He went number one. So just off that alone, You
Yeah.
can't use the race card on that one because he went number one. Pittsburgh has a black
But
coach.
I don't want
Yeah.
I don't want to cut you off.
Yeah.
But can I kind of stop you right there?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
Cam Ward is the prototype of what they want. In other words, he's humble. He's very humble.
Very humble.
And
Very
I
humble.
remember when him and Shador was working out or something, and Shaw was joking around about them making a song together, and he said, "That's not what I do.
That's not what
I
I
play
do.
football. I
I
play
play football.
football."
That's right.
And you know, I can see both sides of that. And yeah, so I think there is racism in it, but they overlooked our color when we act right. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Okay. From that, okay. From there, I can see where you're coming from with that one. I can see where you're coming from that one. But I'm just looking at it from a whole spectrum. I'm like, okay, Cam is black. He got drafted. All these other black players got drafted, so you can't use the race card on that aspect. But from what you're saying, I can see it. I can see it. I can see it from that perspective as well. But I mean, anybody with a right sense knows that Shador should have been in the first round. Should have been. Should he have been? Should he have been in the top 5? Absolutely, because that's what I thought he was.
You think so?
Yeah, because you got to think. Me personally, let me see.
Wasn't he like 16th on the NFL depth chart?
See that?
Depth
See,
chart?
that's the crazy part because when the season first, like when college football first started, they had him as a top 3 pick, right? I think the 3 choices was Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Shador. It was them 3 for the first portion of the season. Then what's homeboy name? Abdul Carter came out of nowhere. And then Shador somehow started tanking. And it started becoming, he's the second best quarterback in the draft. Then come draft night. I don't know. Then come, the games towards the end of the season. He didn't play too well. He was getting sacked a lot, not playing to his normal self or whatever. Then you get towards what was it? I think it was I don't think they made the college football playoff. And if they did, they got spanked in that game. So that didn't help.
But they made a bowl game. They played a bowl game.
They played the bowl game, but they got
and he
smacked.
didn't play well. He didn't play well in that bowl game either.
So that hurt him as well. The fact that he didn't go to the combine, that helped that hurt him too.
But let me ask you this.
Let
me ask you this. Because you just said that, and I heard that about him getting sacked a lot.
Yeah.
Wasn't that because he didn't have an O-line?
Well, the thing is, like me, I ain't gonna hold you. I only started watching Colorado games when Deion got there.
Me too.
I wasn't watching before they got there.
Of course not.
Yeah, when he got there, that's when I started watching. And the one thing I picked up from him, and even when he was at Jackson State, he has a problem with just throwing the ball away. Like, if you don't have a play, just throw it away. Because what you're doing is you're getting sacked, and then you're losing all these yards, and then your offense is going to have to pick up on it from your mistake. So the majority of
what if he turns it over? Like
no, I'm saying throw it away, like throw it out of bounds. Throw it out of bounds. Just throw it out of play. But what he's trying to do is he's trying to scramble and try to make a play out of something when in reality you hurting your team in the process. Just throw the ball away.
So he's okay. Let me add, that's another good point you just brought up, because I always wondered that also. He's not a good scrambler, because I felt like a lot of times he should have ran and didn't, because I felt like he was told to stay in the pocket. You feel me?
Yeah. I mean, I never played football on the highest level, but I do know if I got an opening, I'm gonna run that bad boy. I'm gonna run it. I'm gonna
But
slide.
don't you know that's a knock on black quarterbacks that they're just glorified running backs.
Yeah, it started with Randall Cunningham. It started with him,
Okay.
and it's trickled down. And it's trickled down after that with McNabb to a degree. They were saying that about Michael Vick to the latter
Absolutely.
to the latter part of his career. He started flinging that ball. They were saying it about Cam Newton. They're saying it about Lamar Jackson. Like, I mean, the list go. The list goes on.
That's what. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
That's what.
yeah.
That's what.
The list
Like
goes
it's
on.
like
And
he can't
then-
win for losing.
And then there's another part that I didn't mention that probably rubbed them the wrong way. That whole situation in Colorado with him getting his number retired.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of think that was a little much too.
Yeah, like they looking all of that in the mirror, like, yo, like this boy ain't done nothing. Like you was only there 2 years.
But who did that? Who decided that? Not him.
I'll tell you who decided that. I'll tell you who decided that.
You think it was the coach? You think it was Prime?
It don't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. It don't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. Stevie Wonder could see what was in play for this. Colorado had nothing to. Well, Colorado had something to do with it, but there was somebody that masterminded, and that was his father. That was his father. The Travis Hunter one, I can't knock that one because he did win a Heisman. So winning a Heisman, all right, granted. Maybe
and it's a case that he should have won it 2 years in a row. So, yeah.
Travis?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Absolutely. You can make a case he should get 2 in a row. But I think with him putting that in play for him to get his number retired when he ain't done nothing there, because you got to think, Cordell Stewart won a bowl game. His number's not retired.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Eric Bieniemy, who was the former Chiefs offensive coordinator, he did great things in Colorado. His number is not retired. So in your 2 years there, where you only had a 13 and 12 record, you never won a bowl game, you never won the conference, but yet you get your number retired. That's gonna rub people the wrong way.
Yeah,
they're gonna this was a clear case of nepotism gone wild. And for the NFL, they looked at that and said, okay, you can run stuff in Colorado, but you ain't going to run this over here. So from that aspect, that's the way I'm looking at it. But at the end of the day, I still believe he should have went first round. I still think he should have went first round because all those other quarterbacks were not better than him. Only Cam Ward. Cam Ward.
Well, you know, like I said at the beginning, it's like people were saying that the main reason was they felt like Dion was going to be a distraction. But you made him a distraction by holding that boy back all that time. You made him a distraction. Like some people think that they did it on purpose so everyone would watch the draft all 4 days.
Well, again, it's funny that you said that because I said this on my pod in the summer of last year when Bronny was in the draft because I was like, it's not a coincidence that the draft was 2 days because in all my years of watching the NBA, and I've been watching the NBA since I was 5 with my dad. So we talking 34 years I've been watching the NBA. I've never, as God is my witness, I've never seen the NBA have a 2-night draft. They've never had a 2-night draft. So never. So the fact that you had it this year, last year, when Bronny is in the draft, it's like, okay, we know he's not going first round. And then prior to the draft, that's all they kept talking about was Bronny in the first place. So it's like, okay, we know Bronny's going to be in this. We know he's going to be in the second day. So let's make this 2 days. This is what I'm think they doing behind the scenes. All right, we know Bronny's not first round. So whoever tunes in for the first round, tunes in for the first round. But we need that second night. So that way Bronny can get all the attention. And that's exactly what happened. Like he got talked about more than Like if you ask the average like if you ask the actual basketball head right now, who was the top 3 picks in last year's draft? I guarantee you, not one of them motherfuckers know who
No,
Paul George is. Because I
listen,
know I don't.
me, I don't either. But
I don't.
this a good segue because I want to talk about him too. Because
Ronnie?
yeah, I'm trying to figure. Um, I think LeBron shouldn't have never said nothing to Steven.
Oh,
Okay, but I understand why he did.
yeah.
Okay, now why why are people so concerned, or why did people think what was he, the 54th pick?
I think he was the
54th pick?
54th or 55th.
Okay.
It was one of those 2 picks for sure.
Okay. So why is everybody concerned with the 55th pick? And why does people think that the 55th pick should be anything? Because how often does that happen? That the 55th or 54th pick gets becomes a great player, or the head of a franchise, or whatever. So I'm confused. Like, why y'all talking about this boy like that? Y'all had all that to say, but then when he tore up the G League, it was crickets. You feel me?
It was a lot of
Huh?
people not talking. It was a lot of people not talking. But the reason why they're coming for him is because it's the same thing with Shador. It's their fathers. It's their fathers because contrary to what anybody thinks, Dion did this to Shador. Like, and the one thing that we have to do, and I'm talking about us as black people, we gotta hold people accountable. We gotta hold them accountable. Like, we have this fix, and I ain't even going. I'm a victim of that. I am a victim of it. We have this fixation of the idolatry syndrome, where we have these public figures that are our skin that are our skin complexion that we look up to the mass, and we will defend them hard body. And we see them do some dumb shit, and we turn a blind eye. In this case, I can't turn the blind eye in this. Like, do believe Shador should have been first round? Yes, I already said that. But I also know that his father also has something to do with why he didn't.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
I have no
That's a fact.
allegiance to Dion. Dion
No,
ain't
that's true.
Dion ain't going. I'm not worried about Coach Prom inviting me to the cookout. Like, it is what it is. You had a play in your son not being drafted in the first round. And then, I mean, again, Shador got something to do with this as well because he went along with it. He could have
Well,
easily been on something. Yo, dad, like, I need you to fall back.
let me
on it.
say this. Let me
Yeah.
say this. And you said it. You just said it earlier. Ain't no way he grew up with Dion and not pick up his traits. I mean, it ain't no way. Like, it ain't no way he not gonna be like him in a lot of ways. And I think, and I'm gonna say this right now, that he's gonna prove that he ain't Dion, but he ain't that far away. I think he's gonna prove that.
Oh, I hope he do. I hope he do because what they're not telling you is since he got drafted, he's in Cleveland now.
Yeah, working out. Yeah.
He working out. He went, went apart, went to the city, got a taste of the community. So now he's doing things that they don't want to talk about. But I bet you if he was out there doing something outside of football, they'll be quick to break their neck when it comes to that.
All over it.
They'll be all over it, but they don't want to speak on this. Like, I hope he proves everybody wrong. I hope he does. I truly, truly do. I do believe that this was a humbling experience for him. Like, I know he did like I think draft night, the first night of the draft, he addressed everybody that was in attendance or whatever. And me personally, looking at it from afar, I saw pain in his eyes. Like, okay, yeah, you're saying the right things. You're saying, God will get you through it. Nobody expected this, yada, yada, yada. But for me, I saw pain in his eyes, and that's okay.
When I seen it, when his brother was saying, like, you don't got, because he had a whole thing set up that he was going to do when he got drafted, right?
That's another thing that OG, I'm telling you, all of those.
But everybody celebrates though. Everybody
way.
celebrates though.
Not
He
like
might
that.
have been over the top. He
Not
might
like
have was going to take it over the top. Well, he's prime, yo. He's family.
No.
That's a Sanders family.
I'm not. Don't get it twisted. I'm not knocking him for doing it. I'm not knocking him for doing it. But I'm just saying, like, them
That's
folks,
yeah,
they had it. Cause listen, he had hats for all the teams. It's like, yo, like, dude, like, this ain't no rip the runaway, like, yada yada. And that's the way they was viewing it. I have no problem with him with the bling. I have no problem with that. Like, you worked you worked hard for that. So if this is your niche to bling out, go ahead, bling out. But just know, when you get on that field, you're gonna have to produce. Because if not,
absolutely,
we coming for you. And I honestly think that he will. Because let's be real, he's gonna play for the Browns. He don't got to worry about Deshaun Watson because he's done for the year. Joe Flacco is looking like he's gonna be the starter. He's not gonna be the starter for that long. Like, he's getting up there in age. So if Shador can somehow, because I think they got 5 quarterbacks, so chances are they're probably only going to keep 3. No, not even. They probably cut 1, because again, Deshaun Watson is done anyway. Like, he's out for the year, so he's not even relevant. So he can get that starting. He can get that starting job at the end of the season. Because what he can do is, come preseason time, because that's where he gonna get his most burn. He gonna get it in the preseason. If he can make some noise in the preseason, when the regular season starts, and if Flacco starts messing up and stinking up the joint, that crowd in Cleveland, that dog pound, is gonna be calling for Shador to get in the game.
Shit, they already are.
No
they already are. They already are.
Oh yeah, they definitely are.
And like I said, I was saying, the only time I seen a crack in his demeanor when his brother was joking about was he gonna put on a show. This was about like the 3rd day, and he had his head down. He was shaking his head down. He said, "Man, all I want to do is play." That's when I know it really was bothering him.
Mm-hmm.
It really was bothering him.
Yes.
But once he got drafted, they danced around and everything. He was happy. He really, he just wanted to play. He just wanted to get drafted. So if he had to go 10 rounds, he wouldn't care. And I didn't know his brother didn't get drafted. His brother signed as a free agent.
Yeah, he got signed as a free agent.
I think that's kind of interesting too.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't think he want being drafted? Well, I'm saying he should go in the early rounds or nothing like that.
I mean, it is kind of shocking, but I mean, for the most part,
like, he had quite a few. How many sacks did he have? Yeah, I seen he had quite a few hits. He had quite a few. He was bashing mother.
He a hitter. He definitely a hitter. He's definitely a hitter. He caught a few interceptions. It was one time he tried to take it to the house, but he tried to do his dad's move and
didn't work.
He caught him. I'm like, yo, see, like, come on, man, like, come on. Okay, you wearing his number, you wearing the sneakers, but come on, like, just take it to the house and then do the dance. Then do the dance when you score. Don't do it beforehand. But again, like, they're Sanders, so their initial reaction is gonna be, get cocky with it. Like, it's ingrained in them. But
I'm gonna tell you, I'm rooting for him. I'm
rooting for both of them.
I never watched the Browns. I've never been a Browns fan, but I'm going to be watching. Just like we talked about LeBron a little bit, about Bronny a little bit, but now let's switch to the W, because I watched these couple of preseason games and
they cooking. I
don't know. I thought they was very sloppy. I was watching Indiana earlier, and
Yeah,
Indiana,
blowout.
who they was playing? Who they was
They was
playing?
playing the Brazil national team. I was watching.
Yeah,
I
I
was watching it too.
I'm like, and I watched. Like I said, Indiana played somebody today, or yes, today. I think it was today. I think it was earlier. And Kaiten wasn't playing. She's hurt.
Oh no. That was yesterday, and they played the Mystics. She
Right,
didn't
right,
she didn't play that game, but
right.
she played this game. But I mean, I was out and about yesterday, and I didn't even know that she didn't play. But then when they said that she didn't play, and I knew that they had the game today, I said, "Oh no, they was just resting her because they wanted her to come back to play for her to play in front of her crowd, which is Iowa. So that's why she didn't play."
Okay.
I do
You
believe
know,
I do believe that she's not 100%. I do believe that. I don't think she's faking an injury, but I just think that okay, we're gonna rest her for this first preseason game, but we're gonna have her on the bench because of course fans are gonna want to interact with her. But the game that we really want her to play is Sunday because it's at her whole alma mater.
so if you watch some of the Brazilian games, you watch Paige for a bit.
I caught Paige against the Aces. That's who they played. I caught that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Well, I will say this: she's gonna have to get her weight up. She's gonna have to get her weight up. She's gonna have to get her weight up. Jackie Young, who's one of the most fierce WNBA players, they basically call her the silent killer because she don't show no emotion. She don't talk. She just go out there and kill. It was one play where she kind of roughed Paige up, and Paige looked like she was gasping for air. I'm saying to myself, this is only preseason. You're gonna have
Yeah.
to get your you gonna have to get your weight up, girl. She go like she's going to do her thing in the W, and the team that she plays for fits her style. So she's gonna get her buckets. No pun intended to her name, but she's definitely gonna have to get her weight up. That's for sure. She's too frail. She's too frail, so she's definitely gonna have to put on about a good 10 pounds of muscle.
Well, she didn't come out the closet, or I don't know if she was in the closet.
Oh, I know where you're going.
So now, people are kind of souring on her a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I asked you that question. That's one of the reasons why I brought her up. Besides her, I think she'll probably be rookie of the year. I
Well,
don't know.
well, she's definitely the favorite. She's definitely the favorite. They did this thing a few days ago where they're placing their bets for who they think is the favorites for MVP and Rookie of the Year. Of course, they got Caitlyn the favorite for MVP. They got Paige the favorite for Rookie of the Year. It's gonna be it's gonna be
Do
interesting.
they do they really have her as I mean MVP?
Yes, they
They
do. Yeah.
think that she's going to do that this year.
Well, again, I'm not surprised that they have her as the favorite, but with the team that they have assembled, it wouldn't shock me because this Indiana team is I mean, it's paper. We haven't seen them play a real game yet. This is preseason. I'm not counting preseason.
But like I said, I watched them. Yeah, you shouldn't because I thought I just watched the begingetting of it.
For me,
it looked real clumsy to me. Everybody looked clumsy.
Yeah,
everybody's passing, missing shots, passing the bad passes, and
they just excited to be back out there.
Ridiculous, huh?
Yeah, they just excited to be back out there. I'm quite sure it's a lot different when you are playing a real game as opposed to practicing in training camp and whatnot. So
I'm hoping so.
That was expected, but I'm very much looking forward to this WNBA season. It was so many changes, like so many players went to new teams. The draft that just happened, I'm very much excited. And then again, this is the last year of the current contract, so they better go out there and ball out.
But
this
didn't
year.
they already sign a new big TV deal?
No. Yeah, a TV deal. But as far as a collective bargaining agreement, they haven't come to
Oh,
that yet.
really?
So if they don't come to the table with something soon, we might get a strike next year. So this season right here,
I don't think that would be a good idea at all.
I don't think it would either.
At
I don't
all.
think it. I don't think it would
Right
either.
now, they have momentum
That's what I'm
and they need to
exactly.
feed on it.
Mm-hmm.
I was interviewing Ray Martin. I don't know if you know who that is, but and I was discussing with him because he's been a coach. He was on a national championship team. He won. He was on the AC. He was coaching the AC. He coached the national championship team,
Yeah.
assistant coach on the ACA championship. He defeated the three best big men in college basketball. One of the three, one of the top three big men in college basketball. He
Mhm.
defeated them. Defeated what's his name at Notre Dame? What's the big boy that was Walton? He beat Walton at Notre Dame.
Okay.
He beat Ralph Sampson twice. Beat him in the ACC tournament and
Yeah.
the first couple of rounds of the AC tournament.
Mhm.
Then he beat Olajuwon for the national championship. So actually, he's been part of the three biggest upsets in college basketball history. But I say that to say I was talking to him about. I felt like the women play a more fundamental game. They don't play above the rim, of course, but you got some coming up now it's going
Oh
to
yes.
change soon.
Oh yeah.
But fundamentally, they're sound. And the first couple of games I've seen this year, and I know their preseason game, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, they real sloppy out here. And I
Mhm.
remember how much criticism AC was getting for missing shots and rebounding shots, and they were saying that's the only reason why she got double doubles, the only reason why she was the rebound champion, and all that. Angel Reese, and
Yeah.
I'm saying I'm watching it now. Like last two games I've seen, that's all that was going on. There was a whole lot of fumbling and missing shots, and a whole lot of scrambling around and stuff like that. Just like I've seen Sonny's NBA games at the end, Sonny's
Right.
playoff games look crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just think that I think they'll be all right, but if
Oh
they
yeah.
decide to strike, this is not the time. They better because they've never got the coverage they get now. They have never got this coverage. And
You're
that's
right.
why
You're right about
they're
that.
doing better. And it's about coverage. It's about media coverage. Like I used to tell when I first started my record label, I used to tell my guys all the time that it doesn't matter how good of music you may be making. If don't nobody know about it, ain't
Right.
nobody, listening to it, what
Mhm.
does it matter? It could be fly as hell, but don't nobody know who,
Right.
what does it mean? What does it
Mhm.
matter? So I think right now they're getting all this attention. I wouldn't do anything to stop their momentum right now, and a
Right.
strike would do that.
They sure
So I
would.
think they got to wait another year or two, and especially till they get this new deal and they get that collective bargaining, they got
Mhm.
to get that done. But you don't want to cut your nose off to spite your face. That's
Right.
how I see it.
Right. Mhm.
Yeah,
I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. Like it's so much exposure for the W right now. Like they got ESPN, they got ABC, they got Disney Plus, they got ESPN2, they got Amazon Prime, you got NBA TV. Like these are all the networks that are watching. Or it's a channel on ION. That's another channel. Like it's so many networks that are gonna be covering these games. So the excuse can't be no more. Oh, y'all don't have the coverage. Oh no, y'all got it now.
yeah,
I got it
yeah,
now. So
yeah.
it's
Too
no
much. It's
excuse.
too much interest in it.
It's too much interest in it right now. Like they hot like fish grease right now. They hot like fish grease right now, and we can go back and forth and pin who's responsible for it or who's more responsible for it. The point is that y'all are hot right now. Now Does Caitlin Clark has a big part in that? Yes, she does. Does Angel Reese have a big part in that? Yes, she does. But there are other women in the league. There are other women in this league that got something to do with it as well. Asia Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, Nafisa Collier. Dang, I'm hoping I'm not leaving people out because I'm just thinking off the top of
Well,
my head.
you are, but that's
But
okay. Right off the top, you
yeah,
named
but
quite a few.
yeah, I'm telling you, like there's some ballers out there. Paige, like she just came into the league, so she's gonna bring her following. Like this is the time right now to get this wheel going. Like this should be one of the best WNBA seasons that I can remember because two things have changed. I think they're gonna play, 45 games this year, if I'm not mistaken. 44 or 45 games. That's the most in history. And then they changed the finals format. Before it used to be a best of 5. Now it's a best of 7. So
Okay.
now we
I
get
didn't like
more
that
games.
that they did that. Yeah,
I just found that out today.
that's
I didn't
good.
even know that.
That's good.
So I'm like, okay.
But I know they was talking about. I knew they was
Yeah.
talking about it.
And I love it. I love it. I love it.
Talking about playoffs. What do you think? What's going on with the NBA? LeBron is out. Why you laughing?
I mean, I'm not gonna say I hate LeBron. I like LeBron. I honestly like LeBron. I respect LeBron. I just don't go with that GOAT narrative. I don't go with that.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
For me, it's like, okay, you get Luka, but Luka don't play no defense, and neither do you. So if the two top guys on the team don't play defense, what do I expect everybody else to do?
Not play no defense.
And then you play Minnesota, and they bullied y'all the whole series. They bullied y'all. Now, I had the Lakers winning, but that was more so because, okay, it's first round. Okay, you got LeBron, you got Luka. I'm sure they'll pull through with this. But the fact that they lost 4-1, it's just like I felt bad, but I
not
also
a good
enjoyed
look.
it.
Yeah, not a good look.
But I also enjoyed it because these LeBron fans with this GOAT talk, I'm like, okay, well, guess what? Your GOAT just got bumped in the first round once again. Because if you really think about it, these past 3 years ain't been too good for the Lakers in the playoffs.
No.
They got swept in 2023 to Denver in the conference finals. They won one game last year against Denver, and then they just won one game this series. That's not good. That's not good.
And didn't Denver just spank who they just beat?
They spanked the Clippers last night.
They definitely spanked them last night.
That was the only. Yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
Yeah,
that was real bad. I mean, that was the only series that I felt was gonna go 7 games. Like when I first saw the first 2 games, I'm like, yeah, this series is going 7. I'm like, if it's any series that's gonna go 7, it's that one. And I was right. And it went just the way I thought it was. I thought Denver would win. Because I already knew if it goes 7 games, Denver is gonna win. And the reason why is because you're gonna have players on the Clippers who they deem as great. They're gonna choke when it matters the most, and that's exactly what happened. James Harden, who has he has a history. OG, he has a.
That's
history.
What they were saying.
But he has a history of choking in Game 7s. Wow. He's played in 4 Game 7s in his career, and 3 of them he played horrible. It's only one I'm gonna give him. It's only one that I'm gonna cut him some slack, and that's when he was in Brooklyn, because he damn near was playing on one leg. He had a hamstring injury, and he still went out there and went to work. So for that one, I'm gonna cut him some slack. But them other 3, all those Game 7s, whether it was in Houston, whether it was in Philly, and now with the Clippers, he choked when it mattered the most.
It seemed like only Kawhi was really playing, like they was in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people trying to come at him, I'm like, yo, it's only so much I can do if the rest of my team ain't doing nothing.
Exactly.
It's only so much I can do.
That's why I don't go really with that GOAT talk either, because I understand it's a team game and nobody. That's why that was the only problem I had with all the attention Caitlyn got. Like she was doing whatever she was doing it by herself, and I'm like, that ain't how it goes. Because somebody got to rebound, somebody got to pass her the ball. You know, like she can't take the ball out and pass it to herself.
Right.
So, like, come on, it's a team sport.
But you
Yeah,
know,
I don't understand.
that's what happens when you the main attraction. Like when you the main attraction, you're gonna get the attention. So when your team win, you're gonna get the glory. When you lose, you're not gonna get the glory. Especially if you played a role in not winning. And in
Yeah,
the situation with James Harden, he's the reason on why they didn't win. Like you, my dude, you only had 7 points. You played 20, 30 something minutes, and you only got 7 points to show for it. That's
yeah,
horrible. But
yeah.
yet they quick to want to put him in this conversation as one of the great shooting guards of all time. No, he's
That's
not.
what I be. That's what I. Yeah,
No, he's not. Like I
yeah.
just had this conversation like a few hours before I got on here with you. Like, no, he's not. No, no. I don't care about that MVP he got.
What do you consider a Westbrook, a small forward or a guard?
Oh no, Westbrook is a point guard.
Right, right.
Yeah, he'll be a
So
point guard. He a point guard.
he ain't
Like,
nowhere near him.
like he listen. He was petty last night because there's a there's an unwritten rule
Yeah,
in the NBA. When it's a blowout, you just hold on to the ball.
yeah.
He got a fast break and dunked it.
And hung
Looked at
on the
the
rim.
bench and hung on the rim.
He did it
He didn't
twice.
give a shit
He didn't
because
get a tech till the second time.
he played for the Clippers last season and they traded him.
That's why
So his
he
whole
did
thing,
that.
so his whole thing was that trade that y'all didn't work out for you. So that's
Yeah.
basically what he told them. That's basically what he told them.
Yeah. So what's I'm kind of confused what's going on with boxing because
I can't. I'm not even keeping tabs, so I wouldn't even be able to talk to you with boxing.
well, that's the reason why you ain't keeping tabs because there's no exciting fights. It's like everybody's ducking everybody and everybody's talking about this. Huh?
We got one coming up though.
Who?
In September. They just announced it. Well, it was official tissue yesterday. Canelo had a fight yesterday, and after he won, Terrence Crawford came in the ring.
He gonna fight him?
They basically they announced that. I mean, there was talks of them fighting in September.
Yeah.
But now it's official tissue. It's going down in September. They're fighting.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
For that, I'll be in tune for. That one I'll be waiting for.
And what about Tank? Is he gonna fight everybody?
I haven't heard anything lately, but if he was smart, he'll have to rematch that dude.
Absolutely. I agree. I was about to say that.
There's so many people out there that think you lost, myself included. There are people out there that felt you lost. You got to right that wrong.
But dude was tough. I like. I'm not gonna say he's as good as Tank, but he kind of felt like he had Tank's number. Like he really studied Tank and knew what. As a matter of fact, I think I'd seen an interview when he was talking about that. He was saying like he knew when he was going to do certain things.
I think they sparred together.
Really?
I think they sparred together. So if they sparred together, if anybody can beat him, I sparred with him. So I know his weaknesses.
Yeah.
But yeah, he got to get that. He got to set that rematch up because there's plenty of people out there that felt that you lost. So you got to right that wrong. I think the fight ended in a draw, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's more of a reason on why.
Yeah. He got to straighten that out.
Yeah, you got to rectify that.
The mother kids, Haney. I'm really not feeling him. I'm really not feeling his father. You talking about somebody like Prime? His father gets him in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, a lot of people aren't. A lot of people aren't.
Yeah, he be talking more shit like he gonna get in the ring and do something, and I'll be like, yo, you talking a whole lot of smack, and you ain't really the one fighting.
Right. Right.
Yeah, that's crazy. And the other kid, it looks like only the middleweights and the middleweights are even worth watching. Like I don't hear nothing with the heavyweights right now. Don't
Oh,
see nobody on the prospect
heavyweight,
on the horizon.
the heavyweights is the heavyweights is probably done for a few years. For a few years, they're probably done. Because Wilder been washed. Joshua been trash for the longest.
Yeah, he turned out to be the biggest bust.
Yeah, he got washed up very quick. So yeah, I don't
you
see
would
anybody
thought that he looked like he was gonna be another Ali. And he turned out to be trash for real. Yo, that's crazy. But yeah, boxing is it's not
the way
in the best shape, I think, right now. People say it is. There's a lot of exciting boxers. I don't see them. I don't see the fights. I don't know, right now we like, so okay, we got the who you think is going to win the championship, NBA?
Whoa.
If you had to pick it.
That's an interesting question.
I know I was listening to Chuck. Go ahead. No, I was saying I was listening to Chuck and them, and they was talking about this team that had the best bench all year. I forgot who he was talking about. Damn, can't remember the team, but he was saying that their bench, like the other night, I don't know, they might have been talking about the Denver. I don't know, because like them, everybody on their bench scored in double digit. Everybody on their team, I think, damn near scored in double digit. Or everybody that got into the game,
they got the potential.
Scored in double digit.
They definitely got the potential. I mean, for me, you can't never go against Boston. I mean, they are the defending champs, but I mean, they got the Knicks coming up. And I was telling some people, I was in the barbershop on Friday getting a cut, and I was telling people, if the Knicks got any shot of winning this series, they got to get one of those first two in Boston. Don't come back to the Garden down 0-2.
No.
Or it's going to get ugly. You got to get one of those wins in Boston. Now, if you want to really do some shit and get the first one, go ahead, get greedy and get the second one. But if you lose game one, you definitely got to win game two, because you can't come back to the Garden down 0-2, because it's not going to work in your favor.
Well, do you think that if the Knicks get past Boston, that they could win the championship?
I wouldn't say win it, but they can get to the finals, and that'll tear this city apart. I just had a conversation with somebody earlier. This city will explode if the Knicks win the championship.
Yeah,
like this city
it's been
will
so long. It's been
so long. What was it? 73?
Yeah. 71, 73.
Yeah. This city will explode if the Knicks win the championship.
Once again talking to Ray Martin about that, because I idolize
babies are gonna be made.
Walt Frazier. I idolize Walt Frazier. And I had a chance to meet him in person, and he turned out to be a creep. And
a lot of people, I've heard a lot of people say that about him.
No, I experienced it in person. He was with Spencer Haywood. It was in Manhattan. And I said, "Oh, Walt Frazier." I said, "Oh, you my favorite basketball player." And he looked down on me like I was a piece of shit and kept moving. And Spencer Haywood came and tapped me on the shoulder. He said, "Man, don't worry about it, kid. He liked that. But don't let that bother you, but it did. I think he saw that he did, and he kept it moving. But I was like, yeah, that happened, and right around that time when he was that dude.
Yeah.
He was that dude, as far as I was concerned. Yeah. So that I listen. I'm always a fan of New York teams, Mets,
Right.
uh, Yankees, Giants, Jets. I don't really fuck with hockey like that, but that I do. And when it comes to the New York Coliseum, St. John's,
Yeah.
I'm even New York State, Syracuse. So I'm going to pull for them. You know what I'm saying? Any New York team, I'm going to pull. Any New York fighter, anything that's New York, and
Yeah.
and don't let it be Queensbridge. I'm all in. If it's
I know that's
Queensbridge,
right.
that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I would love to see them, and I like old boy, light skinned boy with the
Bronson.
braid. Yes, I
Yeah,
like him.
he's a
I like
killer.
him. Yeah, I like him.
He's a killer.
And I didn't think I would like Carl Anthony Towns, but I like him too.
Well,
Yeah,
he from the town. He ain't that
it's
far. I mean, he from Jersey, but
yeah. Okay,
he Dominican, so he has some roots
is
in New
he?
York as well. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Get
yeah,
out of here. Okay,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
that's interesting.
he
Yeah.
got some roots up in the Bronx and Washington Heights, so he's kind of affiliated with New York.
So how's baseball? I ain't really been paying to
It's just starting. It's just starting.
with baseball. I seen they it was a big thing where they took a home run away from Judge.
Oh yeah,
That was very controversial.
it was clearly a fair. It was clearly a fair ball. Clearly a fair ball, and they called the foul. They called the
Yeah.
foul.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah.
these umpires, man, these people don't be knowing what the hell they doing. Like it was clear cut, clear cut. Everybody saw it, and they foul
Still
ball.
didn't give it to him.
This is why they get disrespected the way they do. Cause y'all don't know what the hell y'all doing. Like
So
you you
they don't
even went to
have
go review it. Like you went to go
that's what I
review
was getting ready to say.
like
Oh,
you
they did
reviewed
review
it.
it?
Yeah.
Wow.
They reviewed it, came back, and foul ball. And then they showed an instant replay. I'm like, that ball is nowhere near the foul pole. Like that shit went in the tree somewhere. That's a home run. But hey, but yeah, the season is just starting. As a Yankee fan, I don't really take anything serious around this time because it's the test out phase. Like I went to the game on Friday when they played the Rays and we won. But unfortunately, we lost yesterday and we lost today. So we on a little slump right now, but we better get it going soon because I think next weekend that old traitor Juan Soto will come back to town. So I'm sure they're gonna give him a welcome back to the Bronx treatment. They're gonna boo the hell out of him in that stadium. They're gonna boo the hell out of him in that stadium. So I mean, for me, it's baseball. It's 162 games, and for me, as a Yankee fan, diehard Yankee fan, I'm like, yo, I don't really care for baseball until like June, July. Like that's when I really, really, really care because then it's like, yo, y'all better be on your games because now teams is trying to fight for them playoff spots. And if you ain't on your game in October or before October, you
Yeah,
ain't gonna
no.
make the playoffs. So
Yeah, no.
that's when the season really, really starts. Like around that time. Like it's only the is it's like boxing. It's like the first few rounds where you tested each other out and you get a feel for each other. So it ain't nothing serious yet.
Yeah.
The
Well,
Mets
kind
do,
of
the Mets do look good though. I'm not
that's
gonna
what I was going to ask you about next.
yeah, they look, I don't follow them. I don't watch their games. My dad watches their games because he's a Met fan, but I catch the highlights here and there. And right now they do have a better record than us. But then again, this is the Mets. This is what they do. They
Yeah,
do
they
good.
always start off good.
Exactly. They always start off good, and then come late May, June, they start messing up. So
Yeah.
that's expected. So I'm not even
Yeah.
worried about it.
Well, kind of switching back to college sports, NIL. What is your uh, thoughts on it because I think it's about time. I
Yeah,
think athletes should
yeah.
have been getting paid,
Mm-hmm.
but because some athletes is really making a lot of money,
Oh
like
yes.
Shador,
Mm-hmm.
all right, coaches don't think that these kids are becoming uncoachable because of it. And coach and then the portal too, which I think
I think the
also,
I
huh?
think that's getting out of hand.
Well, that's what I hear a lot of people talking, and I kind of do too, because it's it is becoming a strictly money thing. But that's what it's college sports is money. It's a
Yeah, it's
lot of
money.
money. Like,
Business.
oh, there you go. So
It's a business.
I mean, I think you shouldn't be like I've seen players transfer 2 or 3 times. That's ridiculous. Twice.
Yeah, I
So
think
I
I
think
think
twice is ridiculous. I
yeah,
think twice. One time should be it. Like you
I
shouldn't
think
be.
it should be a limit. I
Yeah,
think it should be a limit. Like you got one time to transfer, and that's it.
yeah.
You transferring 2, 3 times, now it's getting ridiculous now. And that's what and that's what a lot of these players is doing.
Well, they gave I forgot who was. Oh, that girl that played with Odago for Notre Dame,
Oh,
the one
Olivia
with the
Miles.
glasses.
Yes.
So she didn't come out early. She was going to come out early,
No, no,
but
no, no.
huh?
She I think she was a senior. I think she was a senior, but remember, you got to remember the pandemic, so everybody has that extra
That
year of
extra year.
eligibility.
Okay,
So
so
she could have came out. She could have came to the W now, but
yeah.
she chose to go somewhere else. Which,
But I heard she did it because it was a better payday
yeah,
going to this other
mm,
school. The NIL deal was better than what she was going to make going to the W. And
yes,
that's kind of bananas.
yeah, yeah.
Like, that's come on, man. And you can't blame her
I don't
because
blame her at
I'm
all.
looking at it. I would have made that move too.
I don't
Like,
blame
if
her at all. I mean, I wish she'd pick a better school, but I mean, she's gonna go with
she
the
went
school
where the
that's gonna
money,
give her.
and
She's
and
gonna
at
go
the
where the
end of the
money
day,
is, and she chose
um,
TCU.
I was telling somebody else, like, even in my business, in the music business, and I've been in the music business for quite some time, and I get it. It's always show me the money. Like in that Jerry Maguire movie,
Show me the money.
show me the money. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. And it's no more school loyalty like that, like it was back in the
Mm-mm.
day. Even
Nah.
though what I noticed, you have a lot of old professional football players, basketball players that still rep their schools, still
Oh yeah.
has a lot of love to them, show
Oh
up.
yes.
Like, I noticed how Elijah Wan showed up when Houston thought Houston was going to win the NCAA tournament. He
Mm-hmm.
was at, in all of at all those games and stuff like that. And damn near the whole Houston team, the especially that five slammer jammer squad, almost all of them was at those games.
Right.
And um yeah, let me handle this real quick.
Yeah.
Uh just had to do that real quick. But yeah, so you do have some loyalty, but that's going out the window now. And I get it, man. The money, like how you going to tell somebody not to take the money or go for the money? And
Mm-hmm.
especially if they're an individual that their family may not be that well off. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And when it comes to a lot of black athletes, that's the case. Like Dion being the almost a total opposite of that. And we have other players like Bronny being the total
Mm-hmm.
after
Right.
that. Like I think either one of them are going to be successful however it go. You know what I'm saying? They're going to
Mm-hmm.
make money. They're going to be successful however it go, whether they
Right.
do it in sports or whatever. Just like I think is this Shador or their other brother that has their own kind of business, some promotional thing or something like that.
Dion Jr. He's a photographer.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's big with that. He
Oh,
makes
yeah,
he
he's
makes
big.
money
Oh
with
yeah.
that. Yeah.
A lot of the stuff that Dion posts It's
Yeah,
posted on his page, but his son is the one that's doing all of that.
doing okay.
His
So
son is
he's
doing
doing it
all
for
of
the
that.
whole family.
Oh
He's
yeah, he's
probably
doing
he's
it for.
doing
Oh yeah,
yeah. See, so this is the kind of thing, and celebrity brings money because it brings attention, and it's all about promotion, marketing. Promotion and marketing,
right.
and if you're known or your family is well known, that gives you a leg. It just does. It gives you a leg up and makes it easier for you to sell things, promote things, and do certain things.
Right.
And that's just the fact. The only thing I wish that a lot more of our celebrities got together, like you spoke on it a little while ago, and this is going to be the last thing we're going to be on because we're going on over an hour.
You sure? Because there's something
Yeah.
else I want to speak on too. If we
Oh,
didn't,
all right. Well,
if we,
what I
if we,
wanted to talk about, you could talk about that too, but what I want to talk about real quick was what you said about idolatry. Like
idolatry, yeah,
we put too much into our celebrities.
yes, we do.
Sometimes we expect too much of them, and we expect them to understand things and be about the correct things,
Hmm.
and we a lot of times, like you said, we think anything they say is coming out the Bible or something. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I have a problem with that. I tell people all the time that you shouldn't be getting your advice from a rapper. And that's no disrespect to the rap industry, right?
Yeah.
Because some rappers are smart as fuck, but
Yes.
the majority of them really don't know what's going
Right.
on.
Hmm.
And why should they, especially the ones making money, because they don't have to worry about the things that you and I have to worry about.
Right.
They don't have to worry about how they're going bills going to get paid every month, how they're going to feed themselves, how they're going to clothe their children, everything like that. All that's taken care of. And
Hmm.
I hope before I leave this earth that I'm in that position that I can go in the store and not worry about what shit costs. Just say I want this, that, and the third, and have it at my house at 5 o'clock, whatever it costs. Who cares? Because I got it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Um, but not everybody's is in that position, and not everybody's supposed to be in that position because, as quiet as it's kept, everybody isn't really a king and a queen. We
Mm.
should act that way. We should
Hmm.
act that this, but we're really not that.
Right.
Because if if everybody's a king and a queen, who's the subjects? Like, if everybody's a chief, who's the Indians? Like,
Hmm.
somebody got to be the Indians. So that's just my take on that idolatry thing, because I feel the same way. And like, I brought up that thing about Walt Frazier because that taught me way back then that be careful who you put on a pedestal. As a matter of fact, you shouldn't put nobody on a pedestal, because when they fall off, it's going to be tragic.
Right.
But go ahead. What was your last thing you wanted to talk
Shannon.
about? Who?
Shannon.
Oh, yeah, you're
Shannon.
right. Oh
Shannon.
man. How'd I forget about that? How'd
Yeah.
I forget about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His downfall is
Incredible, if
it's
you
not
ask me.
it's not looking good for him. It's not looking good. And now, of course, you get one person saying something. Now everybody and their mother got a story now. Whether it's true or not, somebody's gonna come up with these stories now.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what is true. He was warned. He was warned. And
Twice.
this was not this was
Twice.
not your first rodeo with this.
Hmm.
Second of all, that girl, yeah, she set your ass up,
She sure did.
but you allowed her to.
Sure
And
did.
you was talking crazy to her, like she couldn't record you. Like it's just like people doing shit now. There's video everywhere. Like you can't do shit and think ain't nobody gonna see you. And it's look, yeah, it's insane.
It very much is. It's unfortunate. Is very unfortunate. He felt that he was untouchable. He felt that he couldn't get got, and now he getting got, hook or crook. But do I believe it's a money hustle from the girl? Absolutely, I do. Do I believe they was into kinky shit? Yes, I believe that too. But you allowed yourself to have that happen to you because listen, you damn near 60 years old. What the hell are you doing interacting with a then 19-year-old who's probably 22 years old now? Fuck the fact that she could be your granddaughter. She could probably be your great granddaughter. And then on top of that, you got kids older than her. You got kids older than her.
Yeah.
You got kids older than her. So how are you interacting with somebody when you got kids older than her? Like that's just crazy. That's just crazy to me.
Yeah, it's I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if we still have audio. We might have lost audio.
Nah, I hear you. I hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm still not hearing you as loud as I was, because before we was loud as hell, but it's not that loud now. So I hope we still getting pretty good audio here.
Oh no,
but
I hear you real
anyway, like I said, yeah, that was insane. His situation. Okay, somehow the level on my mic went down, but that situation is insane. And the fact that he was warned, and then you was doing the show and you was exposing other people, like that's what I don't understand sometimes.
That's why a lot of people don't feel sorry for him. That's why a lot of people don't feel sorry for him.
Why would they? Why would they?
A lot of people not feeling sorry for him. But see, my whole thing is this. I watched him on Undisputed. I watched him on First Take. And he would always come up with these wisdom things that his grandparents would tell him. And then look what you doing. Like your grandparents must be turning over in their grave witnessing what you doing right now. It's to the point where it's like, yo, did anything that you said, was it like, did you mean any of it, or was you just saying it just to be saying it? Like your whole credibility is shot right now. It's done. Like I know he did that video thing. He did a post talking about he's gonna take a break from First Take. He wants to focus on his family, this, that, and the third. No. Ain't no break. They fired you. Ain't no break. They fired you. All that, I'll be back before the NFL preseason. No, you won't. No, you won't. This is ESPN is owned by Disney. Okay. They are not allowing you back in that building. They're not. They're not allowing you back in that building.
Yo.
People are like, why Stephen A. always got to talk about something? The reason why Stephen A. is talking about it is because he was the one that vouched for Shannon to go to ESPN.
Yeah.
When Shannon Shannon said that him and Fox Sports parted ways. Stephen A. got on his platform when he was on there with Shannon, and he let it be known there was no parted ways. They fired him. And then he went to the bosses at ESPN and was like, yo, we need to bring him over here. We need to bring him over here. So he vouched for Shannon. So for him to vouch for you and then all of this shit happened, hook or crook, he felt the need he had to speak on it because, like, I was the one that vouched for him.
You think some of that shit is going to bleed on him? Because he talking about running for president and all that crazy ass shit. You sound like you Trump. You picked the wrong people. You picked the wrong people. But I'm gonna tell you, I didn't like.
He better hope.
I didn't like him or a lot of our black talking heads. The way they all jumped on the CC bandwagon always bothered me, and also the way he allowed that dude to talk to him on what was that? That was the First Take. What was
Undisputed.
Undisputed.
That was the start of their breakup. That like that what you talking about? That was the start of their breakup.
And when he told him to put his glasses back on when he was talking shit to him, he said, "Oh, you talking to me like I'm a bum?" And he said, "You ain't as good as Tom Brady."
Mm-hmm.
But neither are you. Who are you talking to?
Well, Jalen Rose schooled him years ago. Jalen Rose had pulled his coattail years ago when Skip was on First Take. Jalen Rose used to be a guest on there and basically told him about himself.
And he disappeared too.
Yeah, because Skip was like, I don't want him on the show no more. We know what that was.
Yeah.
We know what that was.
Listen, this is the last thing I'm gonna say because this involved what you was talking about, and I'm glad you brought it up that we didn't miss that. I
Oh,
was
no, we
looking at Cold Case File. I was binging on Cold Case File today. You know that program that you ever
Mhm.
Cold Case?
Yeah.
And what I came to the conclusion is everybody got skeletons. Everybody's doing some shit that maybe they shouldn't be doing. That's questionable. Like you said, it wasn't illegal for him to be fucking with that girl
Right.
because she was legal. But
Yes.
come on, dude. Like you
Yeah.
said, you
Yeah.
trying to be in a relationship or you making dates and you got this woman think that every time you come into town, wherever it is that she live at, that you coming to see her, you going to see her, because that was an ongoing thing. That's how she was able to set them up. He got
And then
comfortable talking crazy to her
very
like
cool.
that. That wasn't the first. They've been in a relationship for a while,
Yeah.
and that's how she knew to start recording them. You talking about choking people? You talking about choking a bee? I said that's like that Dave Chappelle comedy when my man said, "Does what was his name? Daytown Shark hostess does what's his name do? I can't think of his
Which
name
one?
right now, but he said that skit when he took him on a trip like Training Day, he took him on Wayne Brady. Wayne Brady.
Oh, yes, yes, yes,
He
yes.
said, does Wayne Brady have to choke a hoe? That reminded me of the same thing. When I heard that, I said, this nigga talking like Wayne Brady.
Yeah.
Yo, but you know, that's why like when I do this podcast, I talk about celebrities and everything, but I really don't like talking about people if they can't defend themselves. That's why I talk about stuff they said out their own mouths,
Hmm.
or something like that, because
Right.
I know that it could easily be flipped. I got skeletons. I know I got things. I've done things in my life I'm not proud of, uh, but I wouldn't try to hide it. I wouldn't try to deny it if somebody brought it up to my face.
Right.
And like he did to my, oh, this is this and it's a shakedown and everything, and I'm not guilty of this, that, and the other. Yeah, it was a shakedown, but you was guilty of you was messing with her. And you talked about choking her. You told her that it basically if she didn't do something that you told her to do, did you have to choke her? You might have to choke her. Like that's crazy.
And then now you got all these other people coming out the woodworks, and then his old stylist had
Yeah.
posted something basically in the nutshells. Basically, I'm paraphrasing. He basically was the wingman, like to get this stuff thrown away, like
Wow.
to make shit get erased. So basically, what you saying is that he got dirt, but you was doing like you was the one expunging it, getting it out the way. So
Well, I
yeah,
believe all these dudes, you
it
go
don't
from Puffy
it don't look good,
to
man.
R. Kelly, they all had that kind of person in their life. And I feel like whatever went down, they just as guilty too, because you condoned it, you was
Oh
part
yeah,
of it, you
oh yeah.
set it up, you was going so you
That's
know,
why I
you
don't understand. Not to cut your wisdom. That's why I don't understand why he would even post that, because I don't know if he thought that was a flex, because it wasn't. Because if anything, you just made yourself an accessory. Like, okay, you knew this stuff was going on
mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm,
you didn't do
mm-hmm.
anything. You just as wrong. So I don't know why he thought that was a flex to say that. Because if anything, this just makes you look stupid.
Listen, I
You were better off not saying nothing.
I don't know if that's a Trump thing or what, that you say things that prove you're a criminal and somehow you think that's a flex, like you said. Like it's
Hmm,
amazing to me. But
ridiculous.
that's the world we live in, because right now, the world we in, that's why I had stopped looking at sports. I had and I'm focused on it now because I don't want to pay attention to politics. I was going to bring politics up on here, but I really don't want to, because
Oh,
it
you've
is
been wasting
so
your time.
insane. It's
I
so
don't even
insane.
pay attention.
Huh?
I said you've been wasting your time because that's one element I don't even get into.
Yeah.
I don't. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't get into it. I stick to what I know.
no doubt, no doubt. But
I stick to what I
I
know.
do know politics, and
Yeah.
it's right now we don't have a clue how insane this is and how close we are to something really crazy jumping off. And
Right.
I hope it doesn't. But I'm trying to prepare myself mentally and physically for it. I mean, if nothing else, is giving me some incentive to get my health right and get back in shape for what may come. But Dre Day, man, always a pleasure talking to you, man.
Always.
I thank you for doing this basically at short money, doing it because you basically filled the dead space, really, which you're not dead space, but you filled you filled dead space.
No, I get you. I
And
get you.
I appreciate it. And we'll again, once again, we'll do this again when I get some
Oh yeah.
other
Oh yeah.
pressing thing, sports I want to talk to. I'm going to call
Oh
you.
yeah.
And the sure thing kind of set me, especially in the beginning. But when I look at it now, this might be the best outcome for him,
Who?
for Shador.
Oh, Shador. Yeah.
That he got picked late, and he
Yeah.
got picked in Cleveland. That's a bad team anyway. So from here, all he can go is up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how much farther
Ain't
can he
gonna be no
go down?
expectation for him.
Unless he gets cut, and I don't think that's going to happen.
Now,
Even though you got a lot of people hoping for it and
they
wishing
definitely
for it,
hoping for him to get cut.
but I don't think that's going to happen because a lot of people say, "Oh, he probably won't even make the team." And
He's
that's
gonna make. He's gonna
possible,
make the team.
but I don't think
He'll
that's
make
going
the
to
team.
happen.
He's gonna make the team. I'm not even worried about that part. My whole thing is what I'm hopeful for is that, in fact, let me check right now. Let me check right now while I have you. I want to see Cleveland Browns schedule. I drew a blank. Cleveland Browns schedule 2025. I want to see what their schedule is. Okay. Regular season. Okay. I need to find the actual. All right, here we go. Where we at? Where we at? Because I want to see their actual schedule. Like I want to know exactly when they play. Oh, I know what it is. They haven't announced it yet. That's the thing. Like I know what teams they play. I just don't know the week. We don't know the week yet. They haven't
Yeah,
announced it yet. I think they'll be doing that soon. But I will tell you this though. If I'm Shador, I'm hoping that I somehow get some playing time towards the latter end of the season. And if we haven't played Pittsburgh yet, I'm saying we as if I'm a Browns fan, which I'm not, but I'm saying it as if I'm him. I hope we didn't play Pittsburgh yet. Because when I play them, I'm gonna show them why they should regret not drafting me.
let me
I'm gonna show them
real
why.
quick because
I'm gonna be
a
petty.
lot
If
of
I'm
people
him,
saying he
I'm gonna
doesn't
be
have an
petty.
arm, and I don't
He
see
has an
no.
arm.
That's what I'm saying. I've seen him throw. He got an arm. He can throw it over 50 yards in the air with no problem.
He just had a pro. He might have not done the combine, but he did his pro day at
That's
Colorado.
what I saw. That's what I saw.
He was slinging that thing.
And he
He was
looked
slinging
sharp.
that.
So I'm confused. But you know what? What's done is done. And like I said, I will be following him. I will lock. I lock Colorado games in. I'm gonna lock Cleveland games
Yeah.
in.
Well, Cleveland, they will get some games televised, especially if he gets the starting job. If he gets the starting job, or they definitely will televise those
That's
games.
crazy that you say that.
They'll definitely televise the games
If he gets the
if
starting
he
job,
gets the
I
starting
believe you're
job.
right.
If he gets the starting job,
I believe
they
you're
will.
right.
Because again, this is a
Yeah,
business.
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
business. And this was the same thing that happened with the NBA draft. Like Shador went in the 5th round, and he was being talked about more than everybody in the
That's
first
crazy.
round. Cam Ward went number 1, and they ain't even talk
Not
about him
much.
like that. His teammate Travis Hunter got drafted too. They ain't even talk about him like that. All the attention
That's
was
why
on
I'm
Shador.
saying, like, you didn't want him to be in a distraction, but you made him a distraction. Like I posted, I said, like, good job, NFL. You good job. What you didn't want, you made it come to pass. Good job.
Mm-hmm.
With that, man, I'm gonna end this, man. Like I said, it's good talking, man. How the family, everybody in the family doing good?
Everybody's good. Everybody's
Good to
good.
hear,
Everybody's
man.
good. Can't complain. Everybody on your end.
Yeah,
Everybody on your end
man,
good.
we keeping it moving, man. I'm trying to keep my son straight. I had a little situation with him, man, trying to emulate some of the shit I did. And I keep telling him, you don't have to do none of that. You ain't growing up like I grew up. You a sheltered kid. You not
Right.
in the street. You not built like that. I mean, physically you could handle it, but you didn't grow up like that. You're not built like that. So
Right.
stop trying to act
Mhm.
like you about it, because I know you can be about it, but you're not about it. So cut it out. And yeah, that's
Right.
the only thing that I'm going through, and kind of stressed me out a little bit. But like I said, I come to realize, like, we all got our demons, man. We all got our demons. Nobody is demon free. So, you always need to uh, give people grace. Give people
Right.
grace. That's all I can say. And with that, man, I'm out, man. You have a blessed night. You be safe.
You too, OG. You too. You
All
too.
right, bro.